Hello and welcome to Ellen's Crochet channel. Today's video will be a Tag Your It. So I was tagged by Lisa T, and she's one of my subscribers. She tagged me, I believe it was last week, in MDL Crochet's video regarding Tag Your It, get to know your favorite crocheter, and their favorite music playlist. I didn't see that tag, and she tagged me again yesterday in Spring the Fiber Enthusiasts video. You know, it was the same thing, get to know your crocheter and their favorite music playlist. So I said, okay, sure, I'll certainly participate in the fun. I believe maybe sometime last year there was a similar list that was going around regarding get to know your crocheter, and I'm not sure if the questions were the same, but I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to mix it up. Do one question about crochet and another question about your favorite music. And yes, I am wearing Crystal's Nerdy Crocheter hat that I've got in the mail today, and I will put a link below to the Bag O' Day. Well, this is not Bag O' Day. This is the Nerdy Crocheter, for which she said we could all be nerdy crocheters. So here we are. Although I don't really know how long I will have this hat, because there's someone a loved one who loves all the hats that I ever purchase, and she may say she wants this one also. And I have to say it's a great hat. So let's go on. So the crochet tag questions. Number 1, how did you learn to crochet? So unlike many of you, I was self-taught. Back in the late 90s, I was recovering from a surgery and had some free time. My kids were in school. So I picked up one of those little pamphlet books, you know, make a doily with crochet thread. And the rest is pretty much history. I made some doilies, you know, and then I stopped crocheting once I recovered and I was back to work. And I want to say somewhere probably around 2012, I started making a lapgan. I finished that project and never picked it up again until the pandemic, and started making ear savers. You know, those were the little things with the buttons for when you were wearing a mask. And from there, I've evolved to a huge collection of yarn and making wearables. But I will say I learned everything that I know now from watching all the tutorials on YouTube. And I do know how to read a pattern. Learned how to read a pattern by the pattern book for doilies. Okay, so that was question number 1. Okay, so as far as music, at one time I did have one of those iPod playlist players, you know, that you used when you went to the gym and you loaded your music on, and I haven't used it in years, but I would say my taste in music is probably around the same, but I don't have a playlist. Generally when I get in my car, I have XM and I switch between channels, the 60s, the 70s, Soul Town, and the Beatles. So yeah, I don't really have a playlist, but I do have some favorites. Of course, I tried to think of a few, and I wrote them down. They'll be in no specific order. So the first one I have here is the Rascals, Beautiful Morning. I'm guessing that brings it back to my childhood, and I just love that song. Okay, question number 2. What's your favorite thing to crochet? Lately, it's wearables. I've been into making tops, t-shirts, sweaters, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, but I can't really say I have a favorite thing to make, but I am enjoying this. I guess it's because it's summer, spring, summer, trying to do lighter weight items as opposed to blankets. Okay, another song. Okay, as I said, they're in no specific order. I'm just going to go down the list. Number 2, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Wake up, everybody. Which I think we all need to wake up. This is a song from the 70s. A lot of my songs will be from that era, but the tune, you know, music moves me. And while this was, I believe it was the 70s, the words to the music hold true today. Wake up, everybody. Let's go listen to it. No more sleeping in bed, you know. Time for thinking and thinking ahead. We need to think ahead where we're bringing our lives for the next generation. Okay, let's not get all philosophical. There we go. Okay, so number 3. If you could only use one yarn for the rest of your life, what will it be? Many have answered the same question in the same yarn, and I have to say it's the same for me. I love Malabrigo. I have a lot of Malabrigo, and I just love working with it. I would say my favorite Malabrigo is the Rios. It is a worsted, although it's on the thinner side, and I think it makes a beautiful fabric. Okay, so the next song, I'm going to pick an Earth, Wind, and Fire song, and it would be September. So that was in 1978, I believe it was, and that was a time where, you know, I had met the love of my life, and we loved Earth, Wind, and Fire. So yeah, September. Earth, Wind, and Fire. And also by Earth, Wind, and Fire, I would say that's the way of the world. So yeah, I love that music. So, okay, so number 4, what's the weirdest thing you've ever made? Okay, it's actually hanging up here. You'll see the little tentacles hanging down. That is Ophelia, my octopus hat. And I will put a picture up here. And that was a challenge for Hooker versus Hooker. Yeah, so that was the weirdest thing I've ever made. It was a lot of fun. I love Hooker versus Hooker. And yeah, that will be sitting up there for many, many years. And I'll post it because I'm going to get up and take it down. Okay, so the next song. Okay, we're going to go to Diana Ross and the Supremes, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Yeah, that's another song that just moves me. Diana Ross, my aunt and I had a love for Diana Ross, and I love every one of her songs, Diana Ross and the Supremes, but Ain't No Mountain High Enough, that's another one of my favorites. Okay, number 5. What is something you'll never crochet? Now that's a hard question because I don't know if there's something that I would never crochet if somebody asked me to crochet. But I will say, I would say jewelry. I've seen people, and I think it's wonderful that they can do like earrings and so on. I'm beyond the thread and all of that, and it's just not my thing. So I would say a jewelry piece. Okay, next song. I'm going to say Van Morrison, Someone Like You. I love that song. It's in many movies, but when I hear it, it just resonates with me. Someone Like You, Van Morrison. Yeah, I love his music. Okay, number 6. Where do you get your inspiration? Okay, so a lot of my inspiration comes from makes that I see fellow creators creating. My yarn, you know, I just look at it, and I was making something the other day, and the name of the yarn was Sun Bleached, and I said, okay, a summer cardigan. So I get an inspiration, Ravelry, Etsy, vintage magazines. Yeah, so my inspiration is everywhere. Okay, another song. Okay, Phil Collins. Okay, I also love Phil Collins, very close to my heart. And I would have to say One More Night, because we all want that one more night with someone special that may not be in our lives. So Phil Collins, all of his music, most especially One More Night. Okay, number 7. What's the favorite thing you've made so far this year? Um, I've made a lot of things that I love this year. I would say, you know, it's now only June. I would say this top is one of my favorites. Um, it's one of, you know, I didn't follow a pattern. I love the way the teardrop neckline came out, and it just happened to fall that way. However, I did the stitches, and yeah, I would say this is my favorite make so far this year. Okay, another song, Neil Young, Harvest Moon. Yeah, how could you not love Neil Young and Harvest Moon? That whole, yeah, the tune is just wonderful. Just love it. Hard to say why I love music. It just moves me. But Neil Young, Harvest Moon. Okay, number 8, crochet plans you're excited about for the future. I'm just excited to work with all the beautiful yarns I have. So I'm excited to find a pattern to work up this yarn that I was able to get at an amazing price, and it's Tibetan Yak down. So I'm excited to work something up for this with this beautiful yarn, and I've been searching for patterns, and that's what I'm excited. I'm excited to have this beautiful yarn in my hook for the future. Something for the fall, I'm sure. Okay, next song, Eagles, The Best of My Love. Loved it. Eagles music, The Best of My Love. Yeah, that brings back a lot of happy memories of my teenage years, and everything by the Eagles. As you can see, I have a very eclectic music taste. Okay, what's the worst thing about crochet? I really can't say that there's much that I don't enjoy about crochet. I would say, other than having to frog something, which I did, that cardigan I was making with the sun bleached yarn just didn't work out, and I had to frog the whole thing. And also weaving in ends. Not a fan of weaving in ends. But other than that, I really can't say that there's much that I don't like about crochet. I love everything. Okay, another song. The Beatles, The Long and Winding Road. Another song that moves my heart. And of course, I love all the Beatles music. But The Long and Winding Road. Number 10, my favorite thing about crochet. I love everything about crochet. My favorite thing about crochet is finishing a project and being proud that I did it. And also some things that I make for loved ones, seeing how happy they are, or when I give it to them, or actually creating something. I've made shawls, and you know, my daughter will see it and say, "Oh, I love that," and giving it to someone that I know will cherish things that I've made. So that's pretty much the favorite thing of crochet. Okay, so I'm not really sure how many songs, but I have 2 more on here, so I'm gonna say what they are. Marvin Gaye, the Ecology song. I love that song. I love Marvin Gaye. I love all his music, but the Ecology song, another song that yeah. I can't get that word right, friends. I don't know why. You know what I mean. Yeah, I can't do it. Resonates. The word is resonates. Yeah, it just resonates in my life. Okay, and then Abraham, Martin, and John. And I think that was Dion. And that's from the 60s. And I was born in the 60s, actually, yeah, somewhere in that era. But Abraham, Martin, and John. Another song that yeah, I'm going to say it again. I can't say it, friends. Resonates. The word is resonates, Helen. And all of these songs resonate some part of my life. And as I said, I have a very eclectic music taste. Throw on some Frank Sinatra, My Way, and I feel my dad is with me. Throw on some Dean Martin, and I feel like, and you know, all of those songs from the era of my grandparents and my parents, they resonate. Music resonates with me, and I just feel it. So hard to just pick 10. So actually I picked more, I think. But so that's a little bit about me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna tag Amy from Hooked on Wishing Crochet. She's a California girl. I'd like to see what she likes. And I'm also gonna tag Joe from Joe's Web Crochet, because she's a New Orleans girl and I love jazz also. So I'd like to see what she picks. And I know there's a lot of music in her life. So yeah, that's who I'm tagging. And thank you, Lisa, for tagging me. And I hope you enjoy this, friends. Tried to keep it short. It's 16 minutes because I can just ramble on. Take care and be a nerdy crocheter, friends. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.